Morning, Shed Talk. Keep evolving. On the theme of keep evolving, about change. Not being in the same place. Not being in the same place as yesterday. Not being in the same place as years gone by. And we all start to, or most of us, start to naturally become different as we get older. I certainly have. The people I used to knock around with many years ago, they've all become different. They've evolved, they have different beliefs, different perceptions. Or they might not have different beliefs, different perceptions. They might just react differently to it. I certainly do. Some of my beliefs have changed. Some of them haven't changed, but I respond differently. And I think the main theme this week with working on my one-to-ones, the ones that I don't put on social media, my therapy clients, it's been about the change of not being how you don't want to be and keeping away from knee-jerk reactions. And I was talking to a chap yesterday, and it's hard. It's hard to maintain that change when you've been running certain programs for long periods of time, as I'm talking years. And to wake up one day and suddenly be different. It's possible, I believe it can be possible. People have that light bulb moment where it's really overwhelming and over-consuming and it's changed their life instantly. It's changed the flash. They've seen the light, if you like. And people have had those experiences where it's changed them in a good way, forever. So, within my personal change, because what I talk about is mainly how I've changed, how I process the world differently, how I process me. Because if I maintain a conscious awareness around my thoughts, feelings and behaviours, I've got a choice. If I develop some interventions to keep me away from a knee-jerk reaction, stop myself from going to high beta into fight or flight, I give myself a choice. Still good to high beta, I can still go, I can still be like a bear with a sore arse, but how long a period of time am I like that? Nowadays, I might be like it for a while, I can pull myself back round. I don't stay in that place. So what happened over the transformation? What happened over the change? Well, I live by certain principles. And I learned these a long time ago. When I was studying different people, when I was becoming a practitioner in NLP, when it was my experience and my qualification around the NLP, it wasn't just a weekend. It took me a long time. Nowadays, I think it's slightly different. You can get it a lot quicker. But it was very experiential, it's very personal experiences. You had to model people's excellence, model people's success, and develop some internal references to it. And to make some change, you've got to have a good understanding of yourself. You've got to be aware of those little gremlins, what come in. And for me, it was about changing the little gremlins in there, little caveman, cavewoman. And I got desire to change. I wanted to create a new me. I've got faith. I was specific of how I wanted to be and how I want to be. I used auto-suggestion. I actually went and learned hypnosis, and not a lot of people know this. But I learned my hypnosis more for self rather for others. So I can lock in my auto-suggestion, and allows me to go to a deeper level of meditation. And I learned that 20 years ago. And I still use auto-suggestion through self-hypnosis. My intuition, I'm more in tune with my intuition than I've ever been. And I'm more in tune with my intuition because I spend a lot of time in my alpha state. I'm very much in touch with my yes and no signals. Especially around as I'm getting older in my training and knowing when I'm nailed with my training and knowing to back off. So a good example yesterday, I'd got a good swim in the morning, I'd got 3 hours on the turbo, and I got a good 7-mile run off the bike. And I posted it, that's what I'm going to do after the swim. When I got on the turbo, I just knew I was nailed. I felt different. I was monitoring my heart rate. Couldn't get my heart rate up, feeling fatigued. I'd not slept that great. Warning signs. So I backed off. I did about an hour 50 on there, on the turbo, couple of mile run, that ripped, job done. Slept fantastic last night. Got up this morning, shed up, and I was swimming again. So I am. If I'm still fatigued after that, I might have a couple of days off. Nowadays, it's not a big deal. Because I know by backing off will only make me stronger. If I stay in the trenches and I get overwhelmed or consumed by my own thoughts, don't want that. That's not a healthy way to exercise. The imagination. I use my imagination every day. I sit there, I visualise certain aspects of my life, what I want to develop. But I see myself developing it. I see myself at the end result. I see myself having the end goal. Perceptions are different. Will. I have will. I use my willpower. Reason. I have lots of reasons for doing things. Memory. I'm very aware of memories and creating memories. And you hear people say it's about creating memories. Be consciously aware of the memories that you're starting to create. Because them memories can be so useful. And other memories can be so damaging and so destructive. Create the memories what are useful. Because while you're creating memories, you can be using desire, your creation, your faith, you can be specific. You can use auto-suggestion. You can be with the intuition, your imagination, your perceptions, your will, your reasoning. And all that goes into the memory bank. You've got your conscious mind, then you've got your subconscious mind, then you've got your body mind. Be consciously aware of what you're using to create what you want to have in your life. And I don't mean this on a metaphysical, outside of your body experience. I'm talking about internally. Because what you keep having with persistence with, it's going to become subconscious. Then it becomes a knee-jerk reaction. Knee-jerk reactions are great if they serve you well. Knee-jerk reactions are not great if they don't serve you well. So if you're using your imagination, and let's just say we're falling out with someone, then we're just thinking, plotting and planning our revenge, And the more often you do it, then it just becomes a knee-jerk reaction. Think about it. We all do it. We all sit there and we all go into fortune telling in the mind. He's thinking this, he's thinking that, he's doing this, he's doing that. We start to play the mind movies, but the mind movies, you know, have emotions connected to that, so then it comes into the body. Anxiety comes into the mind, into the subconscious mind, into the body. Stress into the mind, into the subconscious mind, into the body. We feel them, stress and anxiety. It can be overcome. What you think about comes about within self. John's thoughts for today. Enjoy your rainy Sunday. Can't turn you off.